what's up, guys? I have got a big retro update for you guys. I've been reading all of your comments. Sorry if I'm a little slow. It's like almost 1:30 in the morning, and I want to record this because I got a whole bunch of games, and I'm trading some stuff tomorrow, so I wanted to get this stuff shown to you guys before some of it goes. I got two pickups. One was yesterday, which is right here. I'm going to show you guys this. And I'm also, at the end of this video, going to give you guys the total amount that I've spent on my entire collection. Every single game that you see back there that I got last year, that entire wall is from last summer. I'll tell you how much I've paid, how much I've sold, and then the difference is basically what I paid for everything else, because obviously I flip all of my doubles. So last night I was at a barbecue, and this lot of Super Nintendo games came up. He wanted $200 for it all. I offered him $150. He said, how about $180 is the lowest I'll go. I said, make it $175. That pays $5 for my gas, and I'll come pick it up. So he said, okay. So for $175, I got the following. Now, I will say, there's one guy here locally that is trying to buy up everything, and he's just reselling everything. So we were kind of, I'm assuming it was him. I mean, I asked him the guy's name, and he said it was his name, so I'm assuming it was this guy. And we were basically, I think we were kind of bidding against each other, but I was able to just kind of pull the trigger right away, which I think ultimately got me it. Now, I paid a little bit more than what I would like to on things like this, just because I can't make a huge profit on my doubles, but I will say I got like 8 games for my collection. Actually, 8 games for my collection, and the rest are doubles that I can sell off. So I'll show you my doubles first. We've got Donkey Kong Country. That's an easy one to get rid of, so I'll get $20 for that. This is a cool one, and actually a minty label. Also, all the games had protectors on the bottom except for one, which is nice too. Uni Racers. That's a $20 game. So I'll actually, this is a minty, so I'm going to switch this with the one I have up there. Not saying that one up there is bad, but this one's really good. So yeah, I'll be able to sell that, so that's $40 right there. Super Mario All-Stars, obviously I already have a copy of this, so I'll get $30 for that. We've got Aladdin, really good label, so I'm going to switch this up with the one up there. Also, we'll get $20 for that. Street Fighter 2, I'll only get about $10 for this game, but that's a double. Also in great shape. All these games are like in minty. We've got Killer Instinct, also great shape. I'll get like $15 for that. And the big one here, that's a double. Turtles in Time. So that right there will fetch $70 easy. 60 if I just want to kind of get rid of it quickly. Of course, these are Canadian prices, but I mean, just this right here, just the doubles is essentially almost my money back. And then I got this cool little case, this Nintendo case, and a cleaner that I broke. I accidentally dropped it, so I busted that up. And then the games that I can add to my collection that are new, although I'll be pretty much adding all of these because they're in such good shape. But here are the games that I didn't have, and this is why I really wanted to buy the lot. Last year, towards the end of the year, I was selling a lot of stuff. Obviously, I wasn't selling my singles, but I was in it more to make money back because I was so deep in debt with the video games. Well, now that I'm pretty much getting very close to even, this summer is going to be all about me filling out my collection. Sorry, once again, I'm a little slow, a little tired. I'd love to fill out my collection a lot more, and of course, break even. That's my big goal, is to have a paid-for collection by the end of summer, plus also add in a whole bunch of other stuff. It's going to be tricky, but I'm going to go for it. So here are the new games. We got Maximum Carnage, the gray variant. So that's good. We're adding that. We're also adding Earthworm Jim. I can't believe I don't have this, but I don't. So we're going to add that game. We also are going to get this shitbox here, Road Riot 4 WD. That wheel drive. Another shit box. Super Bases Loaded. And we got Super Street Fighter 2. That's a good one. We've got Star Trek: The Next Generation. Let's get a little sticker there. We've got Yoshi's Safari and Batman Forever. So all those 8 games, every single game is in really good shape. Just this one has a sticker on it. So for 175 bucks, we get 8 games of the collection, and we'll recoup what, 20, 50, 70, 90, 105, 115, and we'll say 60 bucks, right, for Turtles in Time. So 175. So we'll break even, and we'll get 8 free games. That is what collecting is all about right there. Breaking even, and this stuff is easy sell. Like a lot of these are the hardest one here to sell would be like Aladdin. Everything else is going to be pretty easy. A lot of people are looking for Uniracer here locally just because you don't really see it. Okay, so yeah, that was the first pickup. So that was a really good pickup. The second pickup, which was today, I'll give you a little bit of a backstory. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a trade. I'm going to take my camera with me. I'm not going to take it in his house, but I'll take it in the truck with me and we can chat. But I should have had my camera with me today, man. Today was crazy. So I went to the Cars and Coffee get-together here in Halifax this morning, and I saw an ad for some boxed Super Nintendo stuff, all right? And he wanted only $25 for one of them. It was 45 bucks for all the Super Nintendo stuff. It's only 3 games. So on the ad it said it was already sold, and I knew that my nemesis, my arch rival here, he was the one that was going to pick it up. So I did something that I absolutely hate, but it's dog eat dog world out there right now, and I offered him more. So he said it was sold pending pickup the next day. I said, I'll pick it up in the morning and I'll give you 60 bucks. All right. And he only had them for 45. So he said, oh, I can't say no to that. So the reason why I offered 60 is because not only did one of these games I really want, even though I already owned it, I wanted the box and manual. But on top of that, he said that he was selling his doubles. So I knew he had other games in his house. And the biggest thing that you can do is just get in their house and ask them, what else do you have? All right. So before I get more into that story, let's show you what I have here. All right. So so there's 2 shit boxes. First is this pinball complete in box. All right. Can't go wrong with box stuff. And the other is Tetris 2 complete in box. I do own the cart, so I'll be able to sell my double, even though it'll be worth like $5. But very, very minty. And the one that I really wanted here was Mario Kart. So we've got Super Mario Kart. It was complete in box. The game I traded today, so I'll tell you about that. So those 3 came up for 60 bucks, right? I mean, you look at Mario Kart complete in box here, $60, $65. And then I'm paying full retail almost for this. And then I got 2 free games. So I was kind of gambling a little bit. Well, I went to his house and I said, you have any other games? And he's like, yeah, but these are my doubles. I want to sell them. I said, well, can I take a look? And if there's something that I need for my collection, I can make an offer. And if you don't like it, then you can just say no. He's like, yeah, sure, man. I don't really play the games. I'm only into sports games and wrestling games. So I'm like, oh my God, okay. So I get up there and there was 2 games. He had a lot of games, but I didn't want to offer him for everything. He was being nice enough for me to go up there and check his stuff out. So there was 2 games. One of them I traded today, but I'll show you it again. One of them was Adventure Island, which I didn't have in my collection. And the other one was Turtles in Time. So another Turtles in Time, which means I had 3 of them today. This one, the one I traded earlier, and then I have one up on the wall. So Turtles in Time and this. I said, "Would you sell these two?" He's like, "Oh yeah, sure. I mean, I don't play them." He's like, "How much did you want to give me for them?" And I said, "I can give you $20 a game." So what I did is I said, "I'll give you $100 for the stack," and he said, "Sure." So he was happy about that. I obviously was happy. I mean, Turtles in Time alone, once again, you know, $60, $70 game. And then Adventure Island, I think, is about $20, $25. So, you know, that just sweetened this whole trip up, right? It went from basically a retail price to a steal. And then, so I went to the flea market, and since I had 3 Turtles in Time, I went and I did a trade. And now I had 2 Super Mario Karts because I already have one up there. So I took the Mario Kart out of the complete in box here, and I took my Turtles in Time. I traded one of my Turtles in Time and one of my Super Game Boys. So, you know, the Super Nintendo, where you can put a Game Boy in there and you can play your Game Boy off the Super Nintendo. Remember, I picked up 2 of them yesterday at a thrift store for $5 each. I gave him Turtles in Time and one of those for Final Fantasy II. So that is a nice pickup. Very minty label. Final Fantasy II, didn't have it in the collection. I have Final Fantasy III up there. I have the Mystic up there. Did not have 2. So, awesome. So, essentially now, for $100, we got this stuff, right? The Final Fantasy II, the 3 box games, and the Adventure Island. Pretty fucking awesome. And, of course, Final Fantasy II is going to go in the collection. And then I also traded the Mario Kart for a straight trade with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, The Manhattan Project. So that's about a $45 game right there. And Mario Kart Super Nintendo is like a $35, $40 game. So I got a little bit of a better end of the trade. The reason why he did this trade is because he was having a hard time selling this. And the Mario sells right away because he's a reseller. So he knew that he was going to sell the Mario Kart before he would sell this, and he was selling them for the same price. So awesome pickup. So I got those 2 games. And then another guy at the flea market who is a new reseller, I said, "Hey man, I've got a bunch of stuff at home that I can give you, that I can sell you." So he said, "Sure." I went there and I gave him, I'm going to try and remember everything. Those 2 Nintendos that I picked up over the last week, one at a yard sale for like dirt cheap, and the other one was in that $140 bundle that I got. I gave him the 2 Nintendos, so 2 Nintendos, 4 controllers, 2 Duck Hunt guns. I gave him a spare copy of Mario Bros. 3, which I have 3 of them. I gave him a really fucked up label of Zelda, like for regular Nintendo, the first one. Like, you couldn't even tell what game it was, just the color, the gold. 2 GameCubes. Both of them didn't have the RCA jacks, but they had the power supplies, and only 1 third-party controller for a GameCube. Also gave him a PlayStation 2 Slim and about 9 PS2 games. The most expensive ones in there were God of War 1, God of War 2, and Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories. And what else did I give him? A PlayStation 1 that I got at Value Village, which is a thrift store, for $6. 1 controller, and Metal Gear Solid for PS1, which was a double, and like Driver 2 or something that was a double. Also gave him a PlayStation 3 that I picked up at the yard sale yesterday for $40 with a stack of games. Sold him the PlayStation 3 with that stack of games that I got. And I think, and a Nintendo Wii that I picked up at a yard sale last season that was just sitting in storage. And that came with Mario Kart and Mario Galaxy. Both are doubles. So all that stuff. So basically just a lot of shit that is hard to sell that you'd meet up with a bunch of people for. Sold them all that stuff. Got $380. So that was incredible. $380 of my money that I spent so far. I spent like $640 so far this year. And I got $380 of it back just like that. And I got so many games for my collection. What I'm also doing is all the new stuff that I get this year, I have on a table over there, and then at the end of the year, I'll do a dedicated video on all the stuff that I got throughout the whole summer. Also, he threw in this as well, Dino Crisis 2. I don't know why he had a $50 price tag on this game. That is absolutely ludicrous. Like, maybe 20 bucks. 25 if you're like a fucking crazy reseller, but 50, Jesus. But yeah, he threw in this as well. So I got $380 plus Dino Crisis 2. Now I just need to find Dino Crisis 1 and Fear Effect 2. Those are the two games I'm looking for. So I got all that. So I wanted to show you guys all that stuff. So once again, I got how many games today? A bunch. And I still have, I don't know, what, 150, 200. I still have about $275, $300 worth of Super Nintendo stuff to sell. So once I'm done selling that, I'm break even for the season, and I'll have a whole bunch of games. And then I still have all that 3DS and Pokemon shit. So, you know, that $60 crazy steal I got, I still have all that stuff. I am taking all that stuff over to another reseller, his house tomorrow, and I'm going to give him all that stuff, and I'm going to get a bunch of filler and things that I need for my Nintendo collection, because I'm trying to get a full Nintendo collection. So I'm going to go there, and although I'm going to give him fire stuff that's going to sell very quickly for him, I'm going to go ahead and just get a bunch of, you know, $5, $10, maybe a couple $20, $30 games to fill in my NES collection. And he said since a lot of the stuff that I'll be getting doesn't sell very well or not at all, he's going to give me a little bit better value of what my stuff is worth towards a trade. And then I have, like, you know, a couple of really nice games. I almost got Zombie Nation today. I almost bought the game. It was $400, mint condition. And I was going to use the money that I sold all the, you know, spare consoles and stuff I had today and just buy Zombie Nation. $400 Canadian is really, really good, especially how insanely crisp this is. So I still might do that. It just depends on how well my week goes. If I can sell off all my Super Nintendo stuff, I may treat myself to a really heavy hitter to add to the collection. But either way, guys, I am going to I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to edit this up, put this on. Also on the screen, I'm now going to show you guys the total amount of money that I have invested in my entire collection. There's this wall, and then I've got another room on the other side, but the other room is more of all spare consoles. So I got like an extra PS3 Slim and, you know, PS2. I got like 3 PS2s. Just shit like that. I have officially paid in total $11,230. All right, I know that's a fuck ton of money, and it is, but I have sold $8,875. So without, you know, doing the math all crazy, I am what? Like, oh, let's do the math. Let me just grab a calculator here. So we'll say 11,230. Take away 8,875. I am $2,355 in deep for my entire collection. Everything you see back there and the stuff I have out there. I'm talking, there's some fire up there, guys. You know, there is Mega Man 7, Mega Man X3, X2, Earthbound. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. All the consoles, all the games, everything, less than $2,500, and we have got a solid 300 plus, not including the Pokemon shit. If I did that, I mean, we're looking at $500 to $550 of just extra shit that I can sell, like, right now. So $23.55 for all that is insane. That just goes to show, guys, hitting up yard sales, getting Kijiji deals, and buying people's collections in bulk, if you've got the money to do it, that's the best way to go, because you can get things on pennies to the dollar, or if you're buying from a collector that wants to sell off everything, you can usually get like you know, 60% or 50% retail, and then have all your singles up and then sell all the doubles. And now I'm at the stage where I'm getting I have so many games that it's starting to become harder for me to find games that I don't or that find games that I need. So it means I'm flipping a lot more. So that's what I'm going to try and do, is now do a lot of trades this summer. So it's not all about the money. It'll be more about filling that up, and then if the money comes, that's great too. But the main goal is to have a completely paid for collection by the end of summer and add 100 games to my collection. So fingers crossed we can do it. That's an update. I know it's a little bit of a long video, but there was lots to talk about, a little bit of stories to give you guys. I'm going to bring my camera with me tomorrow. I didn't have it today. I do apologize. But I wouldn't have brought the camera in the flea market and done all the deals and shit anyway, especially since I'm going to be working with these guys quite a bit from here on out. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about my pickups in the description, and make sure to join that fellowship group on Facebook. Link is in the description below, and show everybody what you guys got each and every week throughout the summer, or just show off your collection, or buy, sell, trade, all that fun stuff. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll have a video. I'll do another update on all the stuff that I picked up, and I'll be vlogging as well, so look out for that. Thanks, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe, and of course, happy hunting.